So we're gonna start Farrier Day in the vet barn with Mirri and Ginger. Mirri has to get her shoes reset. And Ginger, we're gonna hopefully be able to bring her toe extension back a little bit to get her more natural breakover.
So we're gonna pull these shoes off and reset them, just kind of routine maintenance. She's gonna grow out. She's gonna grow out foot. She can't wear it off when she's got shoes on. So you've got to pull them off and trim her and reset her, or she'll just grow them right off, which is not something we want. We also want to, get under this pad, check the foot, make sure everything's okay. Put some more disinfectant under there, make sure she doesn't have any bacterial problems, just kind of a general wellness check on the foot. That's kind of fun. She's got a really good growth rate in her feet. She's putting out a lot of foot, and she's putting it out in good proportion. That's a good thing. That's what we like to see. I don't see any issues with thrush or anything after being under that pad for 9 weeks, so that's good. Homegirl put out a lot of foot. So at this point, we're pretty certain, and we've yet to have Dr. Lydia look at her, right? She's not been out here, okay. So unless she has a different opinion, I think the consensus is that this is gonna have to be removed. I guess if you all choose to rehab the horse. In which case, this is more or less gonna be her new heel. She might have some tissue regrow here, but it's not going to be sound. Yeah, and now, well, actually, I say this is going to be her new heel. She does have coronet back to here that's pretty sound, so this might grow back a little further, but her buttress is very, very compromised and not going to, this isn't going to find its way back to where it's supposed to be. So that's the pour-in, that's the pad. Oh. So that molded itself to fit the frog. This is what was taking a good bit of the weight of the foot and distributing it across the sole and the frog to keep it off of her wall here. The foot's looking good.
Okay, good.
I mean, obviously, that's what it is.
Right.
But the rest of the foot is healthy. She grew out a ton. Didn't get any sort of like thrush infections or anything from being under a pad, which is good. We just want to make sure that this doesn't come up past the level of the shoe. Right. But we want to get it up to the shoe at least. Hopefully, like that's our goal.
Below or less.
Yeah, or I mean.
Or right at the edge.
Yeah, we just don't.
Possible.
Yeah, we don't want to put sole pressure, like constant pressure, to where she can't get away from it. We want to recruit some of the load, but we don't want that to be taking everything. So put that down in there. All right, good to go. Yep, awesome. we need to close it in a little bit because actually both of her hind feet are a little smaller than they were last time we fit them up. Could be because I trimmed them a little shorter. I think they also did just shrink a little bit. Probably because she hasn't been walking around on them. That's not a bad thing. It's kind of one of those no harm, no foul situations, but you have to close this in a little bit and just make sure everything's flat and level and squared up and the way we need it to be before we burn it on. So the burning helps me get a perfect seal between the foot and the shoe. So if there's any little, ripples or imperfections that I didn't catch when I was flattening the shoe out, it presses those into the foot, which prevents there from being any sort of gaps that we don't want. It also, see if we can get this to read light. The horn that the feet are made of, the keratin, actually has a tubular structure. So it's like a bunch of straws all in a bundle, is what it looks like on a microscopic level. And each one of those straws can conduct moisture up and down, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it can also conduct bacteria up and down. So when you burn off the end of the tubules, you'll seal them off, and it actually helps the foot maintain it gives it better moisture stability because it's not constantly losing it through the end of the horn tubules. And it also prevents bacteria from getting up in there, as well as killing any existing infections like white Lyme disease or thrush that's wanting to live in that peripheral area. So it's just kind of a good all-around technique to both get a better fit for the shoe and help kill off any bacteria and seal everything off. Finito.
Disgusting. All right, she's done?
She's done. It went pretty good. She was a little fidgety towards the end. We had her sedated the whole time, but not super heavily. And yeah, she behaved well. Everything fit up exactly like we needed it to. The feet are looking good. So yeah, success. Hey there, crazy girl.
There's some sedation.
They want me to trim something.
Yeah, let's try 2 inches, see how she does.
So Keith's gonna go ahead and cut this toe extension back a little bit, and then we'll pretty it up again. But she's to the point, she's stretching out like she's supposed to. And she's to the point where she doesn't need this much extension anymore, so we're just gonna back it up a little bit.
This is Ginger. She likes to choke herself when she's sedated, so I'm holding her neck.
There we go. Back in business. Well, we got all wrapped up here. Got Mirri's feet fixed up and her shoes reset, and that's all looking really good. And got Ginger's extension cut back, so it's also good to have that done.